Good morning, everyone. It is currently Sunday the 29th of December. We had a phone call yesterday for an emergency call out for a swimming pool that has lost all of its water. The client's having a problem with his hydro valve. The pool's put in about 2 years ago now. So I actually had a phone call yesterday saying that it came open on Christmas Day. He tried to reseal the hydrostatic valve again, but he couldn't get it to reseal. This one's actually on a full maxi rig pool, so the pool's completely underground, so there's no hydrostatic pressure that can happen from the outside of the pool. So it's a bit of a strange one. So we're gonna go out and have a look, get it fixed, get it sorted, get some water back in it for him for the rest of the Christmas break. So come along with me for the day. I thought it'd be a good idea to shoot this video, get a bit of YouTube stuff for us. So yeah, we'll head out to ride. I'm gonna head out to the yard now. I'm in the ute. Go pick up the truck and we'll head out there. Sweet, let's go. What is up, APS fans? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have had a very wonderful Christmas. By the time this video comes out, we will be well and truly into 2025. So I'm not going to talk too much about what I'm actually doing here because I covered a bit more later on in the video. But just to give you guys a bit of a background just quickly, this is a pool that we did almost now exactly 2 years ago. So this was our first swimming pool project that we started back in 2023 in January. Now the client had a previous issue with the hydro valve once before, and we were able to talk him through it himself and get him to be able to fix it. But now we've actually had another event where the hydro valve had popped open, and then it had come and let all the water out of the pool drain out. So I've talked about it a fair bit in other videos too. But anyway, so what I thought I would do is just do a little bit of a video demonstrating the removal process and then the reinstallation of a Hydro Pro. So what I'm doing here now is I remove the Hydro out, and I've got to remove all the silicon sealant that we use to seal the Hydro. So this is really the sort of one of the only spots that it can leak from. The rest of the hydro pretty much it relies on the gasket, the white gasket, to seal the whole main body of the hydro from leaking. So it's quite a white, soft, squishy type of product. It's not like a standard black O-ring in the Australian standard hydro. So these ones are a little bit different. Now in my experience, I've actually really never had a hydrostatic pressure problem, and I've never had hydro valve problems. Which is quite an odd one for this pool because it being a maxi rib pool as well, there is no hydrostatic pressure on the outside of the pool that could sort of cause any pressure to be pushing back up on the hydro. So it is quite an odd circumstance for it to be happening. We also, for precaution reasons, we put a ag line that runs from the bottom of that gravel and it runs behind the pool there. So it actually goes underneath the pool, and that wall that you can see, that's where the drain comes out. So you'll be able to see that. I've got a photo of it, so I've put it in the video, so I'll show you that soon. So what I'm doing here now, you can see I've now put in the brand new hydro. Now I'm doing all of the screws up on a diagonal. I do it with the drill first just to get them started, but then I finish it with the screwdriver. You don't want to do it too tight. So now you can see I'm doing the silicon sealant bead. So I'm going to give it a quick clean up around the ring, make sure there's no dirt or dust there. And then I put a really thin, small bead of silicon on the black ring of the hydro, so the molding, and then the grey part of that hydro valve there. So you can see that white gasket there. That's what seals the whole hydro. Now I need to make sure that I don't get any silicon on the outside. Otherwise, when it tries to seep back down, it'll actually keep the that white gasket. It'll suck it to it, and it won't work. So you can see here, I'm just putting a really, really thin bead. That's just to seal the grey hydro now to the outer rib casing. Now the screws itself, they do not go, like, they don't protrude outside the bottom of the molding. So they're all sealed inside the mold. So you don't particularly need to have silicone over the screws because they can't pull through to the bottom of the mold. So you can see here I'm giving it a quick clean up. Making sure that you gotta make sure the bead is really small. Like I said, you don't want the white gasket or any part of the hydro, the top part, to be touching the silicone. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of final cleanup, and I'm going to show you here how I've smoothed off the silicone bead around the ring. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to start test fitting and installing the actual hydro lid itself. So what I'm doing here now is there's a black O-ring there, so I'm just making sure the plunger works properly. I'm putting some Vaseline on the O-ring to make sure that it seats properly. Here you go, just making sure that I've got enough of it on there. Use all of it, it's all there for a reason. Oh, there we go, the camera just fell. I must have picked it back up. But now what we're going to do, we'll do a little bit of a test fit. We'll screw the hydro on and we'll make sure that everything seems to be working properly. So I'll test the fitment of the Allen key. I'll test the up and down movement of the plunger. And then I'll also make sure that I can feel underneath that the gasket is properly seating on the push on the actual hydro mold itself when it's got water in it. So what I'm going to do now is just test the up and down movement of the hydro, make sure everything's right, and I'll put the grey cap on to seal off the Allen key, and then that's it. That's pretty much the hydro done. Now you can see here, this is the actual drain part of the ag line I was talking about, which goes underneath the pool. So that's where all that water comes out of from the bottom of the hydro when the water needs to release. This is what a maxi rib actually looks like if you didn't have a deck all the way around it. So you can see all my pipes have been saddled to the concrete piers. Now you can't actually see the concrete because the mold, the formwork for it is the fiberglass. So Compass actually put these ribs on in the factory for you, and then you just got to fill them up with concrete on site. You can see we've got a timber bearer there running across the pool for the deck, which is bolted to those concrete ribs. So it's quite a really smart and simple and quick way to do an out-of-ground pool. So the pool doesn't just become the structure for itself, it also becomes the structure for your decking or whatever you want to run off it afterwards. So all the filtration equipment is actually tucked in underneath the deck on this project, and it's all kept out of the rain. There's an FC sheet board that runs all the way around the decking timbers up there, or the bearers and the joists, and then the pool has been tiled with a limestone tile on top. So it looks like pretty much just a standard pool from above, but it's not until you look from underneath or by the side of it you can see it's actually a fully out-of-ground pool. And you can even see, like in this photos here, this is a 2-year-old pool. We're still using the exact same equipment from 2 years ago. So that just goes to show you like how loyal we are with that Hayward stuff and how much we back the products. We're really happy with it, and we've always been like that with it. So you can see here, this is still the same equipment setup that you guys would have seen on a video that I posted just like 3 weeks ago. We've got a variable speed pump there for the filtration, a single speed pump for our inflow cleaning system, a multi-cyclone system. In the very left hand corner there, you can see the brain unit is there for the water valve. The Hayward OmniLogic system is up there in the top right, that big box. Up in the very top left hand corner, you can see the acid pump there for the acid feed. Here we've got a quad cartridge on this pool itself. We couldn't get to the sewer because it's so far away. And then tucked in there, we've got a nice little 17 kilowatt heater. We've sort of hidden it under there. There's plenty of ventilation in there with all the deck sladding, and it blows up the side of the pool. But yeah, so this just shows you guys how much we back the Hayward stuff. And yeah, we're still using it today, and we'll still be using it for a very long time to come. Alright, now we're going to move on to the main drain, or the MDX. Now the client told me that he was having problems with it, and this was obviously the best opportunity to get in and have a good look at it while the pool's drained. Now these use a special star type of screwdriver I guess you could call it. So what I have to do, I have to remove the main cap off, and then I can get to the bottom screws to actually remove the main drain section which goes to the canister. So you can see how filthy the water is. He said it hadn't been working for a little bit. So you can see here I'm pulling out all the stuff. There was all jacaranda leaves. There was a couple of rocks in there that I pulled out as well. Just big gum leaf leaves and stuff like that. Now you need to just keep on top with your canister. Make sure your canister is getting emptied regularly. And also, you just need to be mindful of how much debris is falling down into the bottom of the pool as well, because they can start to clog up after a while. I am going to talk about how to do a bit of a blowback yourself. But if you guys, don't feel comfortable doing it, you can always contact me and we can get out there and do a bit of a blowback. But really, if you keep on top of it, don't leave any sinky stuff in your pools, guys. Those sinky stuff, they get stuck in there regularly as well. They're a pain. I've had tennis balls, goggles, sinkies. Just make sure your kids are getting all of their stuff out of the pool at the end of this, when you're not swimming in it after the end. So you can see here I'm putting these screws back in after getting all the stuff out. I had my arm pretty much all the way down in there getting all the rubbish out. But I'm pretty confident and pretty happy now it's all going to be cleared. So once he gets all the water back in there, be able to turn the system on, flush his multi-cyclone out, get all that debris out, and we'll all be sweet. Put these caps back on with the screwdriver. Oh, there we go. The camera fell down. Oh, you get to see a side picture. I don't know why, but my gimbal keeps on falling over sometimes, but it's all good. Anyway, guys, so I hope you liked it. Alrighty, what's up, guys? So I've just finished. I just finished the hydro valve repair. While I was there, the client said to me that he had a bit of problem with his MDX suction as well. And I said to him, yeah, look, if I get time within the hours that I'm doing there, I'll have a quick look at it. And I thought, well, I might as well. I was there anyway. The pool was completely drained, so I thought now's the best chance to be able to drain the pool's drained, so I don't need to drain it again. So I might as well just take off the MDX cover. So you would have seen it anyway in the video. So I took the MDX cover off, and man, there was a lot of stuff just like stuck right inside the bottom of the MDX. What you've really got to be careful for is at the very bottom of the MDX, like they don't create like a massive suction like a skimmer does. So like a skimmer, it's 50mm pipe all the way from the equipment area to the bottom of the skimmer. Whereas the way the MDX works, it's a 50mm line running from the pump, but then as it runs further onwards down to the bottom of the pool, it actually goes all the way down to 100mm PVC. So it goes 100mm down to 85, 65 and 50. So like they don't pull like an excessive amount of flow there because you want it to create a vortex. So the MDX actually creates like a bit of a vortex instead of just sucking from the floor. So that way it picks up stuff that's above it as well. So I got in there, fished it all out. I must have got about, I don't know, in that video, maybe 8 or 10 massive handfuls of just jacaranda leaves and stuff, and pulled it all out. So I've told the client how he can in the future do a bit of a blowback himself. So I might leave in a little bit of a secret there, what you can do. But really what you can do is you want to get a flow of water back out of the MDX. So in a normal case where you can't drain every pool, that pool is like a 1% off. You can't do that on every pool. So what we have found we can do, and we have a system that we use, like a proper blowback to blow back like really blocked MDXs. But what you can actually do is take off your single speed pump out of your filter equipment area, take it off. Go to Bunnings and buy, or the pool shop and buy another vacuum hose. So you need 2 hoses. And what you want to do, you need to get a couple of barrel unions with some 50mm plumb quicks. I'll show you how it actually works properly. But what you actually need to do effectively is you need to suck some water out of the pool, suck it into the pool, into the pump, and then get that hose, like the outlet hose, so the return line, and jam it down inside the canister line. And that line directly comes down on a 45 and shoots straight down to the bottom of the pool, and then it goes into the bottom of the MDX. Now what that'll do is that should free up enough rubbish and debris out of the MDX so that you can run the pump again and suck it out and suck it through. Because what happens is if it gets 1 or 2 like clumps of things, it just builds up too much stuff over time, and then it just can't get enough flow to pull it through. So just do that. Get a pump and do a little bit of a blowback yourself and push it out. That way you don't have to call me or call someone out to come do it. Now look, it's a it's a common thing. If you're in a high debris area, you got a lot of trees. Like this client's got a gum tree, a jacaranda tree. There's stuff everywhere. So it's going to catch lots of leaves. You just need to keep on top of it, keep servicing. Like he hasn't done anything wrong, but you just got to, like, you let it go for a couple too many days, and you're getting too much debris in there, and the pool's getting too much stuff on it. It's just going to block it up. So yeah, just a little bit of a tip, do a bit of a blowback yourself. All you're doing is just reversing the flow of water. But no, I just decided to do a whole new hydro. I replaced the housing, I re-siliconed it, brand new screws, a brand new lid, re-sealed all the O-rings again. So it's a fresh brand new hydro. Same procedure like normal. Put the buckets on, weighed it down. I stayed back and just let the pool fill up. It's probably got about, what do we say, maybe 700 mils of water in it, in the deep end. So you're looking at about 200 to 300 in the shallow. I just wanted to make sure that it had enough coverage to keep the hydro down. I didn't want that playing up again, so. But yeah, we've done it now, it's all fixed. The client's gonna let the pool fill up now, the rest of it by himself. I've told him all the stuff to go do. So pretty much the process from there, I just told the client, I said, all right, look, I'm gonna fill it up with a bit of water on the hydrant just so I can get it safe. I need to make sure that the hydro has seated down itself properly. I put in probably about maybe 2 or 3 liters of chlorine just to give it a bit of a shock. Mains water's always filthy, it's disgusting. So I put about 2 or 3 liters of chlorine in it. I pretty much said to him from here on, let the pool fill up with the hose now. So it's gonna have to fill up overnight. It should be hopefully done maybe this time tomorrow. It should be full enough to run the filter. It's an 8 meter pool. So general practice for an 8 meter pool is I would generally supply around 8 bags of salt to an 8 meter pool. Or actually usually 9, so it's whatever the meters is plus a bag. But I pretty much told him it's an 8 meter pool, chuck in 7 bags of salt, let the system then run for a day, just to let the OmniLogic and all the probes recalibrate themselves and work out what's going on with the water. The problem is with salt, once the salt level is too high, you can't bring it back down. The only way to bring it back down is to literally drain the water out that's got too much salt in it, and then you need to fill it back up with clean fresh water. So it's not like pH, where if the pH is too high, I'll just add acid in, or if the pH is too low, you just got to adjust it. It doesn't work like that. So you got to be careful with salt. If you put too many bags in, you can't bring it back down. The parts per million is too high. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop and get a drink, so give me a sec. Get the system up and running. I told him to go get another acid bottle because his acid bottle is quite low. The system now, it's got fresh water from the mains. It's gonna take a bit to get it recalibrated up again. And then I said to him, once you've got that up and running for a couple of days, maybe towards, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, take a sample up to the pool shop, just get it checked. That way they can just make sure everything's running a bit better, running correctly. And then yeah, you just go from there. So, but anyway, look, we got it done. He's gonna have a pool now for Christmas. Well, for the rest of the Christmas holidays anyway, instead of just staring at a pool with no water in it. So other than that, I think it was pretty good. Didn't take too long. It took exactly how long I thought it would. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm just gonna head off on the way home. Dad actually bought some Milwaukee pack-out stuff and some pack-out equipment and some Milwaukee stuff off a guy off eBay. So we can get some stuff set up for the new year. Just get stuff a bit more organised. Because at the moment we've got 2 trucks running around 24/7. So we've got the pool truck, which I'm driving now, which Logan is usually in. We've also got the brand new concrete truck. I haven't showed you that yet, but I'm probably going to do a video of that because I'm pretty keen to show you that. We got that set up towards the end of the year. Like I said, we were doing all the concrete now. So we got the concrete truck set up. But we just don't have enough tools for everyone. There's not enough tools for all the different stuff that we've got to do. If someone's got to go around and do a quick little, repair or something, we're sort of grabbing tools from this person's truck and that person's truck, and stuff's just nothing goes missing. Like, we don't lose anything, but we'll find like a week's time, like, oh, where's that drill gone? Where's that Recipro? And it's been sitting in someone's truck for a week. So anyway, yeah, Dad found that, so I'm gonna go pick that up. It's on the way home from here anyway, so I said to him, don't worry, I'll go and get it now while I'm doing this job. Other than that, plans for the rest of the Christmas holidays. You would have seen I've been doing my laundry at home. Anyway, that's nothing, just some stuff at home. I wouldn't mind actually sitting down and doing a little video with Dad. So I want to do a video with him. You know, we can talk about the year that we just had, the new year we've got going ahead, but also just so that you guys can maybe get to know him a bit more. Like, I know you see me a lot, but you don't see Dad on obviously the videos and stuff. But obviously he's the most important part of the whole business itself. So yeah, I might try and sit down with him in the next couple of days if I get a chance. Maybe we can sit down and have a little bit of a chat. Not like an interview. I hate that stuff. It seems so like cringy when you're like, oh, so like tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, I just want to sit down and have a chat as if, you know, what I'm doing with you now. Like as if I was face to face. If I was explaining to someone, like a customer, how to use their equipment or how to use their pool, or, you know, even just having a chat at the pub, like, whatever. So yeah, I might sit down with him, do a little bit of that. I've got some plans for the new year with more of this video stuff. Just to get the time to do it. Like, it does take up a lot of time because I've got to be on site still a lot with the boys. I try and do what I can. I do all the editing and stuff at home in my own time anyway. I just don't get obviously a day during the week to be like, okay, I'm going to set this day aside to do that. It just doesn't work like that. But yeah, I've got some stuff I want to do. I'm sort of reading into what I can see you guys like as well. I want to push the YouTube more because I think that's sort of like the long goal, is to be more active on YouTube. I like using Instagram the most because it's just easy and simple, and it's a quick way to communicate with you guys. But I think YouTube's a bit more better. Like even for me, like when I go to the gym and I'm doing cardio, I just sit down and put a video on and watch something while I'm doing cardio. So even if I can make something for people that might be semi-interested in what I'm talking about, like you can just not sit down, but jump on the treadmill or jump on the cycle machine. That's what I do. I just get on the treadmill, I start doing cardio, and I just watch a video. And if I've got something there that's long enough, it's decent, you know, 15 to half an hour, it just makes time go by a lot easier. It does for me anyway. I can't just sort of stand there. I get too, what do you call it? Too ADHD. I can't sit still for long enough. I can't just sit there listening to music, so it's good to have something to keep me occupied while I'm doing, so. Anyway, we'll do some more stuff, do some more videos. I'll get this set up. Hopefully you'll see me again before the new year, but I might have a bit of a break now, a bit of a rest. We'll see anyway, we'll see what comes up. But anyway, we'll go from there. So if I don't talk to you soon, stay safe, keep swimming, keep watching, and have a good holiday, guys. Have a good Chrissy break, have a good rest with the family, and I guess we'll see you guys soon.